My name is Tunde Ebidero. As a CEO, my ethos is that brands must embody kingdom entrepreneurship for young entrepreneurs, business leaders such as CEOs, and progressive investors. I'm driven by a sense of responsibility and desire that vision must go beyond financial gain to making transformative contribution to the society that impacts lives and provide critical solutions to critical challenges. I have featured in two distinguished media platforms, The Punch and Vanguard, hosted numerous seminars in Nigeria and international platform. A few months back, Punch published two of my publications, and the same thing with Vanguard. I am the author of well-accepted book titled Your Business as a Ministry. This book is available globally on Amazon, in Kindle, in all major leading bookshops across Nigeria, and also in some selected bookshops in America. My commitment to sharing knowledge on kingdom entrepreneurship has given me the privilege to have spoken at this several platforms. I'd like for you to come with me on this lovely, beautiful journey that we're going to go together. Journey to learn how to be kingdom entrepreneurs. Journey to learn how to make the difference in the world of business, in the marketplace, as kingdom business people. We're going to go through this journey by sharing the thoughts, sharing the experiences that we've learned, by sharing how to tackle those challenges that many have been facing. A lot of people have come to me to say, as a kingdom businessman, how have you been able to surmount the corruption that is in the society? And I smile and laugh. I said, the Lord has put me through it. I've been able to do my businesses by surmounting these challenges, by overcoming these challenges, and I'm still surviving in the business. Some believe that, look, you can't do business in Nigeria. You have to be corrupt. You have to play the games. You have to do the settlements and all whatnot. But I tell you, we've been able to do this successfully. And I know a lot of other people who are doing it successfully without getting their hands soiled. And these are part of the experiences I would like to share with you. And these are part of the training I'd like to go out there. So why don't you join me in this? And I promise you it's going to be a wild time. And God is coming into your business and making that business His abode where nothing evil lives. Thank you and God bless you.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone. And I want to welcome you to another time in Impact, another time in the Kingdom Entrepreneurship. This webinar is titled How to Build a Business with Kingdom Impact with Tunde Ebidero. You know, it's such a privilege for me to be in this room this night. My name is Wale Adejuyigbe, and I'm going to be the moderator for this today. We are going to be talking about how do I build business with kingdom impact. Like one of the things that our set man for today, our set man on this platform used to talk about is that business should not only be for financial gain. Yes, financial gain is going to come on board. You are going to get to a point when you do your business right, money will start coming in. You are going to see finance. And this is one of the things that is expected when you're in business. However, it can't be the sole thing. Like we have in Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. And so we are standing on that premise today. We are going to be learning today about how to build a business with kingdom impact, having the kingdom mindset in the business that you do on a daily basis. And the truth, I'm really so excited to be doing this today. I want to first of all, before bringing him on board, I want to appreciate I like to call him Pastor Tunde Ebidero. I want to appreciate is a polymath. Is a man that every time inspires us, younger ones, inspires someone like me, especially because I see in him a man that does not take no for an answer. I see a man who has all the traits that business people has, but he has decided, it's a choice. He has decided to add to the trait of business, add to the business principle that he uses out there in the marketplace. He decided to add the kingdom dimension to it. He's a representative of God in the market space. He's so kingdom minded. He's kind of entrepreneur. Is rare. He's a kingdom person. He's the type of person that when he faces challenges, the next stop is to go into the secret place. And by the time the solution is out, it becomes a wonder to everybody. I have the privilege today to be moderating this session. And I want you to take your time. I want you to sit down. I want you to sit down because I know you are going to think a lot. You are going to really take a lot home today. You are going to learn a lot today from the person himself, from the mouthpiece of God himself, the representative of God in the marketplace. And I'm not talking about any other person than the delectable, the ready for this season, our own Pastor Tunde Ebidero. And please, if you can, I want you to try as much as possible. Show your expressions, show your anticipation, show that, yes, you are ready for this today. You can just go to the chat and then just type and talk about your expectation. Use your favorite emoji. Please join me and welcome today. Thank you very much. I can see that. Yes, join me as I welcome today our own, as he come on board. He's going to be speaking to us. I'm going to be asking him some questions. I have questions loaded in my heart. I want to take my business. I want to take it to another level. I tell you the truth. I want to take my business to another level. That's one. But I want to take the ministry consciousness, the kingdom consciousness, the kingdom entrepreneurship. I want to take it to another level. I don't just want to be a business person out there. You know, by the grace of God, being the moderator, I'm an educational consultant. I'm a child psychologist. I have the privilege of working with different schools across the country. And every time I see our own Pastor Tunde Ebidero, I always look at myself and said, "Oh, do you think you have started like this?" And really, it's such a privilege for me to be the one that is going to be moderating this session today. So, with I don't want to go too far. I just want Pastor Tunde to come on board. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. I have Mr. Lopade Elijah says we are ready to learn new things tonight. Fantastic. I can't but agree to that. That is so true, because every time with Pastor Tunde is always an amazing time. I'm telling you the truth, either business principle or kingdom entrepreneurship. In fact, today we are going to really be talking about the biblical entrepreneurship, how kingdom entrepreneurs should operate in the world, how we should operate and how we should do things. And I believe that today is going to be an amazing time, and it's going to be an awesome time today. So without wasting time, I would like Pastor Tunde to come up, and then let us begin this awesome time today in our part. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Wale.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Honestly, as I sat down here, I was almost regretting that. Why did I invite this guy, self?
Oh,
because I said these hypes of yours late night is
no,
too
sir.
much.
I must confess, sir. I must confess. There is no hype in it. I am saying it as it is. I'm saying if there is one business person that really I'm so conscious of, that is conscious of kingdom every time. And I want to use this opportunity to appreciate you, sir, for that. There are many things that you could have done, just like just from the introduction that we have. There are many places that maybe they might need bribe or they might need you to send, but you have taken your stand. You are just like an example of what we read in the Bible. And trust me, sir, when I say it, I'm not hyping. And I want to appreciate you for that, sir. Thank you very much for being here. And thank you for giving me the privilege to be able to do this today. If you are watching us, I want you to know that it is going to be an amazing time tonight. Honestly speaking, if you have access to the link, I want you to share it with someone that you think should be here, someone that you feel that should go along and watch this. Don't just enjoy this alone by yourself. I want you to also invite somebody. It's not late. We are just starting. And I know that it's going to be an amazing time. Sir, I don't know about every other person. I have questions for you, sir.
I know.
Before that, I will want you, sir. I will want you to just give us a very short introduction into what this thing called biblical entrepreneurship. I want you to just please break it down for us. What is this biblical entrepreneurship? As an entrepreneur, how come you're adding Bible to this entrepreneurship thing? When I was in school, all I learned is entrepreneurship, but I'm hearing biblical entrepreneurship. Please, sir, shed more light on it, sir.
Thank you very much, Coach Wale, and good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. And it's an honor and privilege that I have also to be able to share what the Lord has been teaching us to this day and what we've been trying to practice. For the few things that Coach Wale has said, I think the glory goes to God because He's been the enabler indeed, because it's not as if we're that perfect, good, or excellent in our ways, but it's just that the grace of God has been making things work for us and helping us to navigate the very, very difficult water that we all find ourselves. And so it's to Him alone be all the glory. And that's what I would say about that. However, let's quickly jump into it. Yeah, you said a biblical entrepreneur, or like some, like I would prefer to call it, I call it redemptive entrepreneur. Okay, I call it redemptive because the actual aim of biblical or kingdom entrepreneur, whichever one anyone chooses to use, it's the goal of it. It's redemptive, and I'm sure as we go ahead tonight, we'll get to understand what I am talking about. Now, a biblical entrepreneur is a biblical-based process of identifying opportunity. Generally they say, who is an entrepreneur? It's somebody that identifies opportunity and takes a calculated risk, solving problems and exercising business stewardship. And that's all that generally, in a general term, that's what an entrepreneur is. Somebody who identifies the market gap, as they'll say in business school, and try to meet the market gap for the purpose of making profit. Okay, and that's who an entrepreneur is. You see, I always say something, God is the first entrepreneur. That's the truth. Because He came into the world, saw a problem, and He tried to solve it. And what did He do? He then created other entrepreneurs like him, you and I, and asked us to go ahead and do what we do. But what makes it biblical is because what makes it different from the other business entrepreneurs, that we, biblical or redemptive or kingdom entrepreneurs, are people that God has chosen Himself, stewards that God has chosen, empowered, and handed over to them His business. The business of a biblical entrepreneur is not his, is God's. He owns it. He's only someone like me now. I'm just a representative. I'm just a steward. But in the world, they will say it's on my business. It's mine. I have 100% control. I do whatever I like with it. But as a biblical entrepreneur, you don't own it. It's not yours. So you are just a privileged person who God has given. But you are someone who God has given the grace, the talent, the ability to identify part of the problems in the world and to provide a solution to it. Quite a number of times people come and said, "Oh, I want to do business. So what business do you think sells? What business can I engage in that sells?" But I keep telling people, if that's why you're coming to me, sorry, you're coming to the wrong person. I'm a value-oriented person. I'm a service-oriented person. Okay, and I love. Let me quickly make it. I mean, read this quote out. It's long, so I can't cram. Let me read it out to you. It's an old quote by Henry Ford, the great Henry Ford. He said,
Okay.
a business absolutely devoted to service will have only one worry about profit. They will be embarrassingly large." That's
Hmm.
what he said. That if you focus on service, the only thing that will bother you, that worry you about profit, is that you will have it excessively. And so that's why you find nowadays, you find a lot of people say, don't chase the money, don't chase the profit, chase the service, chase the value that you are giving. So in the kingdom, as a business person, your goal is not for personal aggrandizement. Your goal is not basically the profit. Your goal is not what you will get out of it, because like you quoted Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom. So in your business, you are seeking the kingdom. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the other things will be added. So in a simple term, a Bible-based process of identifying opportunity, taking calculated risks, solving problems, exercising business stewardship for Bible profit. That's
Amazing.
what a business entrepreneur is. I don't
Wow.
know if that answers the
Amazing.
question.
It answers it, sir. Amazing. I don't know if you are writing. I don't know if you have your notepad, if you are getting things down. Sir, permit me, you touch on some very, very important points that I believe
Mhm.
that everybody should not allow that to slide. First, that I have here in my notes is that God has chosen us. The minute you see yourself as a kingdom entrepreneur or biblical entrepreneur, you are chosen. And I don't want to sound like I'm jumping into trend. I am a chosen now, but it's actually is
We're
it's
all
like a
chosen,
it's like
whether
a
you wear
sin.
apron or not.
Whether you wear open or wrong, you are a
Yeah,
chosen. You know,
I am
you just
chosen.
have to let yourself
I
know
am a
that
chosen
yes.
generation.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Another point that really I want to stretch is that God owns the business. Even though the business possibly came as a result of an idea, or you know you are somewhere and it just latches on you, you must have that attitude. Thank you so much for that very, very valid point. And another one is that chase the service. Chase the service. Oh my God, that is very powerful for me. That is so, so powerful. Thank you so much for that. In fact, it's getting clearer right now. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's getting clearer. And also, you said your goal is not the profit. Your goal should not be the profit. You are going to make the profit, but that should not be the goal. The goal.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. Oh, okay. That please that in fact, the way you put it right now is really setting the table for me to have to to bombard you with questions, sir. Okay, so we said we want to build a business with kingdom impact, and please permit me to say that I think to be able to build a business with kingdom impact, we need to have what it means to to run a kingdom impact business. Oh yes. What does it mean to run a kingdom impact business? I know there are so many types of businesses out there. There are so many types of businesses out there. There are people that start their business just to make money. There are people that start their business just to prove a point. There are people that start their business just to sustain what they have started. There are people that start business just to latch on their name. We see a lot now. People are making fame to make money. In fact, I read somewhere that says that in the 20th century, people need to have money to become famous. But in the 21st century, people need to become famous to have money.
To have money.
so,
Yeah, that's
so
what is happening now. Mhm.
so we see a lot of people right now that are starting business just to latch on with the fame that they have. But a unique set of people are people that I say that they have kingdom impact business. So, sir, what does kingdom impact? What does it mean to run a kingdom impact business? And the way I want you to define it, sir, I want you to start from what kingdom impact is not. Please, I want you to clarify for us and tell us what are the things that we do in business that do not showcase that we are running a business with kingdom impact.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's a very good way to start, actually, because sometimes if you want to understand something, you start by what that thing is not. And what I've also seen that in the body of Christ, particularly amongst us Christians, there are a lot of people who assume erroneously. They are living in assumption. Like Wale wrote a book called Costly Assumption, very old book. And so a lot of them are living in assumption. And I would say that it's actually a costly assumption because many people are running businesses and just because they think they are Christians, so automatically that business is Christian, it's also a kingdom business. But let me quickly say, I think I could say like 4, 5, 6 or 7 or 8 things probably. Number one, the fact that you are saved does not mean your business is saved. The fact that you are saved and you're born again does not mean the business you're running is saved and born again. And that's the gospel truth. Okay, it's not automatic because some people think that I am born again. And so now that I'm a Christian, I'm born again. So whatever I do is Christian, it automatically becomes born again. No, it's not your wife or your spouse. It's only your spouse that the Bible says you can sanctify by the believing by that the faith of a man can sanctify the unbelieving wife, or the faith of a wife can sanctify. But no. In the case of a business, no, that's not the way it works. Okay, it's not automatic. So that's one. Okay, so that the fact that because you are in Christendom or you have become a member of the kingdom does not mean your business is also representing the kingdom. There are principles, there are value system that governs kingdom businesses. And it's only when these principles and value systems are met and are held to, that's what makes it a kingdom business. That's the qualifying factor there. Number 2 thing is that the fact that you christened your business, a Christian name, like some would say Jesus is Lord Global Venture. It doesn't make it, that doesn't mean it's a kingdom business. Because nowadays you see a lot of billboard, Jesus is Lord, divine this, anointed this, and this. No, that is not a criteria. The name is not not what makes it kingdom business. No, not at all. And then, I mean, the fact that you're doing a business that is related to church, probably you are selling books, Christian books, or you're selling, some will say they are selling spiritual items, okay? Or you're selling merchandise that are church related, doesn't make your business a kingdom business. It's still an error to think that, okay, I'm running kingdom business. After all, I'm selling books. No, that's not it. That's not what makes it. The Bible says, by their fruit, you will know them. It's not by the look or by what they claim they are. You know, a tree can look so a tree can have a boisterous leaf, but it's only when you test the fruit that you get to know the value of the tree. So that is another point. So also, very importantly, you know, in the kingdom, what determines what we do is faith. Okay, so but your business can be faith driven, but yet not be kingdom driven. Because you are engaging in your business with faith. Yeah, you know, a lot of people trust God to bring the sales, trust God to bring the profit, you can trust God for all that and yet not be a kingdom business.
Oh my God.
You know, you can do that and yet you're not running a kingdom impactful business. And we see a lot of that today. People will wake up in the morning before they open their shop, they are praying in the 12 o'clock in the evening. In most of the markets in Nigeria, by 12, everybody's praying. Most of them they put their shop together on the one side and they start praying. Okay, there are some markets, some businesses run vigils, run prayer, runs everything, fasting and all that. Is not a qualifier either. So it's not the fact that it's a faith-driven business does not mean it's a kingdom business. Kingdom business are not necessarily where you share the. So even if your business plan, another point is this: the fact that you have your business, the premises where you get to share the gospel, you get to preach Christ, doesn't make it a kingdom business, because it's not everybody that preaches Christ that is Christ-like.
Hey.
Okay, we have a lot of evangelists on the street. We have a lot of people going out on the street. If as many as those you see on the street are Christ-like, I'm sure we'll have a better society. So the fact that, well, when customer come, I have opportunity to share a leaflet, I have opportunity to talk to them about Christ, blah blah blah. That does not make it a kingdom business. And that's why
Oh my
please
God.
listen carefully tonight, because there are quite a number of things that God is going to be revealing to us on what the kingdom business is all about. And this is very necessary. Okay, the kingdom business is not merely an enterprise. Another thing that is this, some of us, we believe that we're going to I was having a conversation, I think last week, on another group, and we're talking about side hustles and all that. And when I explain what I understand, and somebody say, okay, as long as my side hustles is just, I'm making money, and then I'm taking the money to church and hell, and somebody said that makes it fine. I said, no, that doesn't make it
Mm,
fine. Because so
mm,
many people believe that the fact that I pay tithes out of my business, I make offering, I support the ministry, or I send money to missionaries, I'm
mm,
fine. It does not make it a kingdom business. It's good. It's part of it. Most of these things are because one, a kingdom business must be faith driven. It's part of it, but that does not make it a kingdom business. Beyond this, you must also do, but without forgetting that, just like Jesus Christ said about tithe, the
hey.
controversial issue. Okay, so these are most of the things I mentioned. We need it's part of it. It's something you need to do, but it's not the core of it.
Mm,
So we need to understand that. So that the fact that your business proceed is used to power or to support ministries doesn't make it a kingdom business. That you are running a not-for-profit business does not
mm,
even make it a kingdom business. That's not what
mm,
makes it a kingdom business. That is not for profit. Well, after all, I'm doing it free. I'm not. It still doesn't make it a kingdom business. I've seen a lot of argument that people believe that the church should be doing our money, charity, and all that. And I see some men of God, without apology here, if they want to
mm,
trend a little, they will just do some call people and give them money and carry cameraman and record everything. And you see them
mm,
trending. That's not Christianity. I said, no, that's not it. Because
mm,
if I give a cup of water to this hungry man and tell him to go, and I don't give him what is more important, because Jesus is the water of life. If I
mm.
don't give him that, I haven't done anything. That guy will be tested tomorrow. Remember when Jesus met the woman at the well? He said, I have a
Well,
water that when you drink, you will never be thirsty again. John chapter 4, I believe. So
yes.
that's also that you're running enough for profit is not. You see, nowadays I've seen a lot of evangelical groups today that one of the things we want to go to, villages or centers. We pack gifts, we pack a lot of things, and good, fine. But you see, material evangelism doesn't really bring in the truth, because you are just going to bring spoiled children who are just going to come in and then because you are
Sir,
only
sir, sir,
attracting.
sir, 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 please.
Okay, okay, okay.
I want you. The pace at which you are going. There are some bombs that you are dropping.
So
Material evangelism does not really do what, sir. Please help me,
you know,
help me,
it
help me
doesn't
repeat
drive
it.
home. It doesn't drive
Oh
home the
my,
point. It doesn't
oh
really.
my God!
It doesn't bring the genuine Christianity. Because if
Wow.
someone came to Christ because of food, you need that food
Hmm.
to keep him there. But if the
Oh my
person
God.
if he hungers for worldly food, you need the worldly food to keep him in the body of Christ. But if he actually hunger for
Hmm.
righteousness. The Bible says, blessed is it that hunger and thirst for righteousness, not hunger and thirst
Hmm.
for food. Someone will say, yeah, but
Hmm.
Jesus Christ, after all, Jesus Christ gave paid the 5,000, gave them, look, hello, he did not use the food to lure them to the meeting, did he? It wasn't the
Hmm.
food that he used to lure them to the meeting. He didn't promise them they were going to eat. They came naturally. He only had compassion on them after preaching to them. So the food thing was
Hmm.
even an afterthought.
Wow.
But we are using this as bait these days to attract people to the, and we've not been able to sustain this thing. And it's becoming too bothersome to us. And so that
Wow.
also does not mean it's a kingdom business at all, because it's not bringing anything much. It's good to help the poor. It's good to support those who are poor and all that. But I'm only saying that using it as a bait to bring them into the kingdom is really not this. We've been doing this for how many years now? Since I was
Hmm.
ever since my little I was a little kid, I've been seeing this being done. How much of it has really transformed the church? So that means we need to look at that critically well. So the fact that we run a non-for-profit business does not necessarily mean that we're running the kingdom business. I think I'm going to stop. Well, just add one more to it, and then I will stop. The fact that
Okay,
you
sir.
have, okay, I think I've mentioned it, that you have prayer, devotions, you are doing fasting, doesn't mean your business is a kingdom, or that your pastor came to pray over the place and it was your pastor that opened the business, or your bishop, whoever opens the business for you, does not mean the kingdom. I tell you, there's someone who runs a business, I don't want to mention, who runs a business that's questionable business. That and when I saw it, I spoke to somebody that's very close to him. I said, "This guy is a Christian." I said, "Yes." I said, "But this business is running, is not proper. And you're a Christian. Have you tried to speak to him?" He said, "Yes, I did." I said, "So what was his argument?" He said, "His argument was that it was my reverend that came to open the place. So what are you telling me?"
Wow.
And this guy is running something that is obviously not correct, biblically speaking. So this is not what a business should be. So let me allow you to talk, then we can then go into the next and next, because so that I not take the floor.
My God. Oh my God. Oh my God. If I don't know, are there audience and every participant of this meeting tonight? This is fresh. This is another perspective. This is something that I want everybody, and please permit me, I'm not going to reiterate. It's not time to be able to look at, but there are some bumps in this place that really I cannot but really talk about. Your business can be faith driven, but not kingdom driven. That is deep. That is very, very instructive. In other words, you can be a faith-driven person. You can even take courage. You can be so courageous. You had instruction and you started the business. But along the line, it's as if you forgot the essence of the business in the first place. Oh my God. I love that that aspect. Your not-for-profit organization, your NGO does not make it a kingdom business. That you are giving materials, that you are doing a lot. Sir, I want you to balance this thing, because you are shaking tables. I can tell you that. You are shaking the foundation of a lot of my philosophy. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about everyone. I'm first taking it and sinking it in myself. You are shaking. I'm thinking, even now, it's taking me time to be able to fight it now. That if I take my business and I go to motherless baby home, I give them proceeds from my business. I'm doing a lot. I'm giving people. I think I'm fulfilling the kingdom agenda. I think I'm doing a kingdom business.
You are tactically bribing God. I've been trying to bribe God enough.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Honestly, that's what we do. A lot of us do in the body of Christ, actually. You
Wow.
don't do the nonsense we do in our places of businesses and our business. You see, there's this thing. They said you either give all to God or you give none to Him. God is not going to take anything. So a business that is not completely, absolutely, totally yielded to Him is not His. So it doesn't matter if you have gone to play some games behind the door, behind the backstage, and then you're coming up publicly to quickly do some what they call some launderings of the money, or some trying to. I met someone once, myself and the pastor friend in this town. We went to a restaurant to eat on the afternoon, and so the pastor was like, "I've not seen you in a long time, sir. Pastor, it's not easy, Jerry. You know money. You know money. This money. You know, sir. Now devil get the money. You know, that's why we have to go and struggle with the devil and beg him and get it. But when we get it, we'll bring it to church so that pastors like you will help us sanctify it." And I shook my head.
Wow.
That's how a lot of people believe. I've seen a lot of people who say that they will have businesses, and some unbiblical, unethical things are being required. And they say, "Look, man, that's the way the thing is. So we just play it. That's why we look. Let's do this thing and get the money. Then we'll go and pay tithe and pay offering and support the work of God. And we push the work of God forward. And we're fine." I said, no.
Wow.
The process is more important than the profit.
The process
is more important than the profit. So if the process is not clean, then the profits cannot be clean. Wow, network.
I want you to help us to do something. I want you to help us to do something. What, in your own way? So, what is kingdom impact business? What are the,
Okay.
just give us, because of time, because I can tell you, we have a long way to go. I'm still going to get questions from some people, and then I have questions here. What, maybe one or two, sir? Can you give us what are the things that showcase a kingdom impact? So, if prayer devotion, I used to think that if I go to one shop and I see that they are playing, the pastor's message, or they are playing Christian music, this is a kingdom business. That's what I thought. So what are some of the things that makes up a kingdom impact business, sir? What are some
Okay,
of those things?
let me answer it with 3 sentences. Number one, a
Okay.
kingdom business is an enterprise or an enterprise entity that is
Hmm.
subject to or operates under the governance, ordinance, and the principle of God. It's a
Hmm.
business in which God's nature and characteristics are intrinsically infused into the structure of the entrepreneurial venture.
Hmm.
Okay, simply put, what it means is that a kingdom business is God's business, managed God's way, God's steward for God's purpose in the world. It
Hmm.
is God's business, managed God's way,
Hmm.
God's steward for God's purpose on earth. A lot of us, let me put it straight. If the reason why you're doing that business is
Yes,
so
sir.
that you can make profit and take care of yourself and your family, it's not kingdom. Because in the
Wow.
kingdom, taking care of yourself is not your responsibility.
Hmm.
Matthew chapter 5, Matthew chapter 6, verse 25. Let me make this clear. Please, in the kingdom, taking care, providing for yourself is not your responsibility. It was not Adam's responsibility to provide his food. Adam did not provide his food. It was the sin that turned things around, that made it that man must work for his food. You must labor for your food. After the fall, that was when the law was pronounced. But Jesus came and reversed it. Okay, so a
Hmm.
kingdom business person doesn't go into that business venture so as to be able to make profit for the purpose of taking care of themselves. No, he practically and totally and absolutely goes into that venture to advance the kingdom. Right, while the Lord now rewards him
Whoa.
with the
Oh,
profit. Okay. Now, one other the network. Can you? I don't know if you can hear me. Is it only Coach Wale? Can anybody else hear me? Okay, one more. Let me add one more to it. Okay. A kingdom
okay, sir.
business
Okay.
is a business that operates solely, please mark me, solely on the culture, the principle, and the value of the kingdom. A
Hmm.
kingdom business is a business that operates solely on the culture, on the principles, and the value of the kingdom in order to
Wow.
bring influence for the kingdom, allowing people. A kingdom business is a business that gives its customers privilege of tasting the good of the kingdom that you represent. You see, in this world, we live in a world that is controlled or operated by two kingdoms. Colossians chapter 1, verse 13. The Bible says he has translated us from the kingdom of darkness or from the kingdom of darkness to the kingdom of his beloved son. So we have two kingdoms in operations. Okay, we have the kingdom of darkness and we have the kingdom of light. But funnily and very sadly, a lot of us believers are living in two worlds. On Sunday, some of us
Hmm.
are living the kingdom of, we try to live in the kingdom of light. But Monday to
Light.
Friday, or Saturday, we try to live in the kingdom of darkness because, okay, what defines the kingdom you are living per time is who you obey, who you respond to. Romans chapter 6, verse 16 says, to whom you yield yourself to obey, the servant of who you are.
That's
To
true.
sin.
Yes.
So that you say Jesus is Lord, or you name your business Jesus is Lord,
Hmm.
doesn't make it Lord. Jesus is Lord only if every principle that governs your business is in sync or in line with the principle of the kingdom. And
Wow.
that's what really makes it a kingdom
A
principle,
kingdom
a
business.
kingdom
Oh my
business.
God. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm taking four things. I'm taking four critical things from the definition of, you know, a kingdom impact business. First, it is God's business. Second, is done God's way. Third, by God's stewards for God's purpose. Oh my God, that is God's business. So that means that your business is not your business. Your
Not at
business
all.
is God's business. And really, I think the dot is being connected for me as a person. You know, when Jesus Christ was being scolded by the parents after 3 days of searching for him, and
Yeah.
then they met him with the elders, and he said, "Must I not be about my
And my
father's
father's
business?"
business. Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that means that my business is not my business. It's actually God's business. And that
No,
makes me God's.
let me add, let me quickly make this point so that you can understand what is the purpose of kingdom business. Maybe that will also help us to understand. Okay. Well, I don't know
Okay.
if you have that. Maybe you wanted to ask me something before. Now, the purpose, because
Of
you know, my
course, I'm
phone
going
say,
to ask you because why should I? Why should I turn my business to God's business?
so let me give you
Why?
four mandates. That's what I call four mandates, four biblical mandates for every
Okay.
kingdom business. Why we would say this four biblical mandates. Some of this and most of these mandates were already there before the foundation of the earth. Huh?
Hmm.
Okay. So
Hmm.
the true purpose of kingdom is revealed. It's revealed in the following four mandates that I always want to talk about. Number one, creation mandate, which is also called culture mandate. Genesis
Hmm.
chapter 1, verse 28. What did God
Hmm.
said there? He said, "Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, and subdue the earth." That's a business. That's an establishment of business. It's creative mandate. So you see, God. Number one thing you need to know that God created us to become a co-creator with Him, and every business person is a creator. That's why I told you that God is the first entrepreneur. He is the first creator. The one thing that distinguishes an entrepreneur is ability to create, because an entrepreneur is somebody who creates solutions for a problem and trade it for wealth. And so he becomes a wealth creator, right? Because by creating
Hmm.
problems, creating values, okay, creating solutions. So creativity is the major thing. And everyone, we know, Bible says we're created in His image and in likeness. And what that means is that we're a creator like God. So we're a creator, one. Now, two, we have creation mandate. Number two, we have post-fall mandate. Now, the creation mandate was affected, was paused because of the sin. But when you get to Genesis chapter 2 and Genesis chapter 8, verse 22 to 9:1, you will see God reenacted the mandate when He was speaking to Noah. You see, after Noah made that sacrifice, in the same word in 28 was repeated: "Be fruitful, multiply, subdue." So God again gave that mandate of an entrepreneur to Noah. That's the
Hmm.
post-fall mandate. That's after the fall. The third one is prophetic mandate. Prophetically, we are asked to become business entrepreneur, because that's the
Hmm.
process by which God wants to enlarge his kingdom. Because the
Hmm.
primary assignment of the king of business entrepreneur is to solve problems. And then the
Yes.
fourth one is where I want to always like to be, is the redemptive mandate.
Hmm.
Redemptive mandate. So after the Jesus come in and set up the redemptive program, He gave it to us to become. Now, one thing we need to know is we think that redemption is only the redemption of souls, the redemption of man. No, redemption is just, let's say, there's two sides of redemption. I'm trusting God to help me, because there's a book in that aspect that I'm writing. There's just two sides of redemption, the two kinds of
Hmm.
redemption. There's the redemption of soul, the soul of man, and then there's the redemption of things. Colossians
Hmm.
chapter 1 says that a lot. Zechariah chapter 1, 18 to 21. The craftsman, you understand? So God expects us, after being
Yes.
redeemed,
Yes.
to now go and redeem things. Because what is redemption? Redemption is the redeeming of things, bringing things to it ought to be. The earth is God's
Its original.
business. Yes, the earth is God's business. He didn't give up on the earth even after the fall.
Hmm.
He still came
That's
back to
true.
his plan. You understand?
Oh
Funnily,
my
people
God.
think people make a lot of mistakes. When we talk about kingdom, people think that kingdom is all about the church. No, the church is just a very small part of the kingdom.
Small part.
Just a very small part of
Hmm.
the kingdom. Because the Bible says the
Oh my
earth
God.
and His fullness is of the Lord. And that's why a lot of us, when we say kingdom, we limit what we do for the kingdom in the church. That's where we get it wrong. Our entire life, absolutely. is for the kingdom. My entire life is for the kingdom. What I do in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, in the evening, what I do Monday to Sunday is kingdom. And like, you've heard me say that a lot of times. Your most place altar of worship, God's worship of God is your place of work. That's your most.
Sir, please say that again, sir. Please say that again. Please say that again, sir.
Most appropriate altar of worship is your place of work.
Hey.
Your most appropriate altar of worship is your place of work. The word worship in Hebrew is the word avodah. A-V-O-H-A-D. That's the word avodah. Okay? Avodah means, it's the same word, worship, that means work. And that also means service. It's the same word. Worship, work, service is the same word in the Hebrew. So when you see, if you go to the Old Testament, whenever you see it, it's either talking about work, it's talking about worship, or it's talking about service. So man was created to work primarily. I always say this. People say man was created to serve, or they say, no, let's get it right. The basic reason why you and I on earth is to work. That's all. God needed a worker. In Genesis chapter 2, after creating the garden, the Bible said there was no man to till the ground. Okay, and what did he do next? He created a man and he put him in the ground to do what? To keep it, to manage it. So that's why we're here. Someone says to come and have relationship with all that are secondary. All that are secondary. But your primary assignment is to work. And your work is not supposed to provide your means. No. Your work is supposed to do the deed of the one that called you. Jesus Christ said, I must work the work of him that sent me. For the day, for night cometh when no man can walk. He said, my meat is to do the will of he that sent me. So that is it. His passion is doing the passion to satisfy the master, not necessarily to fill his pocket. See, I said the problem we have, for example, in our nation here, I understand that some people may be joining us from outside the world, but in our nation here, the biggest problem we have is the problem of service. The day we begin to embrace service, we put service first before profit, Nigeria will be on the best place in the world. The day we put service first before profit, Nigeria will become the best place in the world. Okay, so and that's the important thing. Okay, so so we have this for the creation mandate, the fall mandate, the prophetic mandate, and then the redemptive mandate. I'm going to do a teaching later on that, much later, so that I can explain that in details for us to understand.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for that explanatory, purpose. Thank you for giving us, like I said, sir, this is a master class. This is an amazing one, sir. In the purpose of the kingdom business that you talked about, the one that really, really struck me is the redemptive mandate. The redemptive mandate. That when we talk about redemption, we are not talking about just redemption of the souls. We are not just talking about the salvation of souls. We are also talking about the redemption of things. The redemption of things. And in fact, the reason for salvation of souls, the reason for redemption of the soul is so that the people that have been redeemed can now begin to redeem things. Can begin to redeem our policies, can begin to redeem our nations, can begin to redeem a lot. Oh my God, that is so key. And in fact, if I'm going home with anything, I'm still going to ask, please, as this thing is coming to you.
Let me add this to that redemption you're talking. You see, redemptive entrepreneur is a person that makes entrepreneurial sacrifice to reverse the effect of the fall and stop the continuity of evil in the ecosystem. There's another word that is called eco-salvation. It's called eco-salvation, ECO. That means that the salvation of the economic system. Okay, look at our nation. Certainly, with all our preaching of prosperity and all that, we are
your audio, sir. Your audio.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Is it?
Oh, yes. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear
Okay,
you, sir.
like I said, look at our nation, for example. For the past
Hmm.
40 years, we've been preaching the gospel of prosperity. And yet,
Hmm.
just a couple of years back, we're classified as the world headquarter of poverty. That's quite
Poverty.
alarming. And it calls for questioning.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
because people in the body of Christ who have been called into business don't know their purpose. They think their purpose is to go and liberate themselves and their family and be comfortable. No, a redemptive person is not in business to liberate himself alone. No, but he's liberated to systemic poverty. Is in the business
Wow.
as a redistributor of the process, the blessings of God. Okay, God had to sat me down one day. He sat me down and told me, stop importation, start production. And why? Because I saw youths hanging around without job. He told me, do something about it. I said, what can I do? He said, create jobs for them. And
Hmm.
since then to today, over 5,000 youths has passed through my organization.
My God.
Okay, because that's my goal. My goal is to reduce, for me in business in Nigeria, one of my God-given assignment is to reduce unemployment rates and
Hmm.
create platform whereby people can be empowered. I train people, my organization has a training arm, we train people, we empower them. And this is redemptive. You are redeeming the poverty system. You are redeeming them from the
You're
poverty system.
redeeming.
Yes. You are redeeming the
Yes.
ethnic
Yes.
system. You are
Yes.
taking something away. You are taking the evil that the fall brought. You are removing it. That's what makes you redemptive.
Oh
If God
my
led
God.
you to go and
Oh.
provide water where there's no water, you are redeeming caste. It's your job.
Hmm.
If you understand that I'm there to provide water for these people, not to use water to enrich myself, then you're a redemptive person.
Wow.
Let me allow you,
Wow.
Wale, to go ahead and speak.
Oh. This is really, really a perspective changing, do I want to call this class or webinar this night? It is really shaping perspective that when we talk about redemption, we are not just talking about souls, we are talking about things. And please, if you are on this and if you are attending this, I hope you are noting some key and core terms. For me, I don't think I'm going to forget echo salvation. These are words that really, they are not something that you just take away. You just come and you just allow it to fly away. Put it down, write it down in your work, in your pad. Note it, do personal research about some of these things. I'm beginning to see that kingdom entrepreneurship is even more than just the name. It's this is becoming an industry on itself. And
Oh,
honestly
yeah,
speaking, sir,
yeah.
I want to sincerely, I want to really appreciate you for willing to be able to share this for free. I'm so sure that if this is something that we are going to sit down, in a structured setting and in a place, I can tell you what is going to go into this. Please, I want to take a question, because as this is evolving, I'm liking how this is playing out. But as you were talking, when you talked about the altar of worship is your place of work, the biggest altar of worship that you can set up is your place of work. I remember one of Mike Murdoch's preaching one time, when he
Mm.
said that the place where you experience God favor is in your place of work. That God's favor does not just land anyhow; it is in the workplace. And that's very instructive for me. And then, in your book, sir, in your book, your book, your business as a ministry. That is one book that really I want to recommend and I want to suggest for everybody to be able to think this. You categorize entrepreneur into 4 different types, because from the way you are talking about this thing now, you took us from what kingdom entrepreneurs or kingdom impact business is not, and then you took us to what kingdom impact business is, and from there you are able to give us the purpose, or what I would call the mandate for kingdom business. And in that, from everything now, there are 4 categories that you have in the book. I don't want you to, I personally, I wouldn't want you to really spoil it. I would have said that, oh, everybody should go and get that book right now and make sure that before the end of today you read it. But I want you to talk about these categories of entrepreneurs. Like, there are 4 different types. Please, I want you to mention them and maybe speak a little bit about them, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach Wale. There are 4 different types of entrepreneur in the world. Okay, that's not in the kingdom now, in the world generally.
In the world,
Okay,
yes.
yes. Now, the first one we have, which is the most common one today, is what we call the exploitative entrepreneur. The exploitative entrepreneur. These are people whose interest in business is to exploit others, to take advantage of others. Okay, they take advantage of others, they rob you, not, no, let me not use the word rob. They rob you, let me say they rob you politely, okay? Because these are guys who just use the excuse of being in business venture to suck whatever they can suck out of everybody and leaving very little or no value on ground. So those are exploitative entrepreneurs. We have the next one is the ethical entrepreneurs. This is now is getting better and clearer. But these are business guys who are ethical in nature. They are moralists. Okay, they don't cheat you. They don't cut corners. They don't try to. But their interest is still for themselves. They are more interested in themselves. Okay, they are selfish though, but they won't allow their selfishness to take them extra to the extra moral. I mean, to the immoral part or to the unethical side. So they are very ethical. They are straightforward. They are polite. They are fine. Then the next one is the social entrepreneurs. And now this is the global world now talks more about the social entrepreneurs than anything else. Okay, the social entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs that start businesses in order to solve social problems. They solve societal problems. These are guys that are solving problems. And I keep telling people in the developed world, okay, the rich people there are people that are solving problems. But in our world, in Africa, I'm sorry to say, the rich people here are people that are creating problems. Some people solve problems to be wealthy, but some people create problems to be wealthy.
Oh God.
They create problems, so it is when there's chaos. They make money from chaotic situation, and so they always create the chaotic situation because that's an engine. That's an engine of wheel for them to keep making money. So, but we have the social entrepreneurs whose own is they make money by solving problems, and most of them. Elon Musk is a social entrepreneur. Elon Musk is a social entrepreneur. He's trying to solve. He has come up with ideas of solving the ozone layer, the global warming thing, by bringing out his car, which is electric, and then taking us away from the smoke and combustion of petrol engine. That's a problem. This has been a problem that the world leader has been speaking for a very long time, and they couldn't find it. But a young man came and solved it, and today he's the richest man. Okay, and I always tell young men when they come, I said, if you want to become rich, don't look at the wealthy ones around us. Please go and look at the wealthy ones abroad. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg, we're using a platform that everybody, who is the owner of Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg, why did he start it? He never started it because he was looking for money. He started because he has an idea and he feels this idea will bless humanity. These are not Christians, mind you. These guys are not believers, but they are looking at solving problems. So this guy went into his business and look at it. He's one of the youngest, richest guy in the world today. I've listened to his interview. I've listened to a lot of them. Even Bill Gates. Bill Gates said that he never ever dreamt that he will be where he is. And there was no time that the passion to be where he is what drove him into it. What drove him into what he was doing is because they kept desiring to solve problems, to bring innovations, to create solutions, to do this. That's all they wanted to do. And that's what was driving them. They spent their life savings, they pumped in money, they did everything. And that's why these guys, if you look at abroad, these guys, as soon as they are, you see, they are even going to die. They will all their money, all their property, they will it to the poor.
Charity.
So yeah. So those are social entrepreneurs. But however, the last one and the most important one is the redemptive entrepreneurs that we spoke about. Okay, the redemptive entrepreneur is different from them. In a way, it's similar to the social entrepreneur because a redemptive person is basically in business to redeem, like we said earlier, to restore things back to what God wanted it to be. And that's what they are. But the truth is, the difference between a social entrepreneur and redemptive entrepreneur is that the social entrepreneur is doing this for the world, but the redemptive entrepreneur is doing his own for the kingdom. Okay? And that's what matters. The salvation of their soul matters. And where the reason why they are doing it matters. They are doing it unto God. The redemptive man is doing it unto God, but the social entrepreneur is just doing it unto himself or unto the society. He loves the society so much, and he just wants to do everything. So redemption is the reversal of the effect of the fall of mankind on earth. So a redemptive entrepreneur is somebody who is in that business. Thank you.
Oh, massive, massive, massive one, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. When you got to the social entrepreneur, in fact, it's just huge. It's huge. And please, if you are listening today, I want you to understand. Don't be don't be an exploitative entrepreneur. No, don't do that. Don't ethical entrepreneur, social entrepreneur, and redemptive entrepreneur. I think that is the goal. That is the goal. You must see to restore back what is currently according to the intention of the creator in the first place. Very, very important and very, very critical. Oh my God, thank you so much. You made
the
a
Bible
statement.
said, so let me add this. The Bible talked about the builders and repairers of old waste.
Yes, sir.
Isaiah chapter 2, that's a social entrepreneur. You know the story of Zechariah, the story of the craftsman. That's a social entrepreneur. The horns were seen, and then later we saw the craftsman. Then I asked, what is this craftsman? They are the one to frail the horn. That's a social entrepreneur. Okay, the problem is in the society. God, you are now sent to come and solve it through an enterprise. Because the only way we can solve, the only solution to the problem in the world is enterprise.
That's true.
The world is solved by is only this enterprise. Enterprise. When people cry that there's too much problem, and I said to people that the land with the most opportunities in the world is the land that is beset with too much problems. There are more opportunity in Nigeria than anywhere else in the world, than abroad. That's why I'm not an abroad. There's more opportunity in this land than abroad because there's more problem here. And where it's just like sin. Where sin abounds, grace must abound. So where problem abounds, solutions will abound. And where solution is, value is going to be. You are going to generate value. And once you start generating value, my brother, you are going up. You're going up. Wealth responds to value. Wealth responds to value. Okay. So when people come to me and say, I need this, I say, what value are you putting on the table? Because wealth responds to value. Money is a reward for a value. It's not a dash. Money is not a gift. Money is not designed to be a gift or a dash. It is designed to reward value because it started from trade by barter. You cannot trade successfully in those days by trade by barter if you don't have something to give for exchange of what you want, isn't it? You have to bring your yam for the rice that you want. So you are putting a value for another value. No, that's where we started. That's where the journey of money started from. The West understand this very well. It's only us here that have refused to understand it. We believe that we can have money without any value by praying and fasting and sleeping in the church, not putting any value on the ground, not doing anything, and rather adding more to the problem in the name of being Christian, becoming a nuisance. I'm sorry to say, because it's quite painful. Because God raised us to the problem solution. He says, out of Zion shall come salvation, which it means that we, the church, is ordained by God to solve the world's problem.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Sir. I think I think, oh my God, the time is fast, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you. But sir, you talked about something, and let me quickly just tell all our audience this evening. Let me quote him verbatim because I don't want to paraphrase it. He says, some people solve problem to be wealthy, and some create problem to be wealthy. Oh my, okay. There is going to be a second part to this. So let me quickly give that announcement. And I'm so excited about that. This is part one. This is just take your time. This is just the beginning. Tell yourself this is just the beginning. This is the first part. There is going to be the second part to this.
It's already posted. It's already posted.
It's already posted.
So the next one is building a sustainable kingdom business. That's what
Okay,
we're looking at now.
fantastic. Oh my God! Because time will not even allow me to be able to even exhaust. And I want to say this to everybody. Please, I want you to have this at the back of your mind. Don't become wealthy by creating problem. Your wealth must be about problem solving. You have to solve problem. Oh my God. What makes the difference from what is said? What makes the difference between a social entrepreneur and a redemptive entrepreneur is, I think, has a lot to do with the soul. It deals a lot with the soul. You know, the Bible says, what shall it profit a man who gain the entire world and loses his soul?
Yeah.
The soul.
Yeah.
The soul.
Yeah.
A redemptive entrepreneur gets into the place and is so conscious of the soul. There are so many things that happen when you become a success in business. There are many things that you are going to attract. You are going to attract good people. You are going to attract desperate people. You are going to attract different kinds of people. But when your soul is intact, you know, when you know the person that has sent you, when you know the assignment that is given to you, and there is going to be a time where your stand is going to be tested. It's so critical and so important. I will not be able to take question again, but sir, I want you to give us a parting word today. There is a second part to this, but I want you to just, I want us to go with a parting word about this, to say that what are you going to leave us with tonight? You have left us with a lot of things. Even personally speaking now, I'm going to restructure my notes and see a lot. I've learned a lot today. However, sir, I want you to give us a parting word today concerning this.
All right. There's one important thing that I think I believe I think this webinar will not be complete without us going into it. There's what I call the 4 pivotal factors in building a kingdom impactful business. So, but I'll just mention them, and just like a foundation for the next. I won't go deep into them because of our time. But before I get into that, I also want to make something very clear. What differentiates a secular business person and a kingdom business person? One major denominator that distinguishes between these two people is what I call ownership and stewardship mentality. In the world, an entrepreneur has an ownership mentality. It's my business, I own it. But in the kingdom, a kingdom entrepreneur has a stewardship mentality. Fine. When we teach on business management and all that, we said, yeah, even workers must have ownership mentality. Yeah, fine. The ownership is good. But the moment ownership mentality becomes possessive mentality, that's the danger. That's the red line. It's fine to have the sense of ownership.
Possessive mentality.
But when it becomes a possessive mentality, it runs far of the kingdom principle. It runs far of the kingdom principle. Because no matter what, God gives you a privilege to own things, but not to possess it. Because the moment you possess it, that thing possesses you. And once that thing possesses you, you are off. Okay, you're off. You're off limit.
Wow.
So we must watch it. And that's why we must consistently and constantly remind ourselves. Remember, Bible says, for it is he that giveth you power to get wealth. He gave us the power. He gave us the privilege. He opened the door. He supported us. He gave us the right. He gave us the privilege to get the wealth. So we must always remember, thou shalt not forget thy Lord thy God. For it is he that giveth you power to get wealth. That keeps us in remembrance that he is the real owner. We are just. That's the sin of Adam. He felt that, oh, I'm the owner here. I can do whatever I like. Forget about God. And he lost it. People are losing their own. They are losing their own guidance. Even still today because of that mentality. So we must understand that we must be careful. And you can get to read more about this. I think the whole chapter of it is in my book, Business as a Ministry, that's mentioned. It's there. It's on Amazon. It's on Kindle. You can pre-order. I mean, you can order directly from me. And it's on bookshops in Abuja, Lagos, and some other places. Major bookshops like Roving Heights and all that. It's in Ibadan. Okay, now, the last thing I want to leave us with tonight is that I talked about the 4 pivotal factors.
Sir.
We talked about what kingdom what kingdom business is
Yes.
not. So let me round
Yes.
it up. We started with what kingdom is business. So let me now say, okay, let me bring it over what kingdom business is. What are the things that makes your business
A
kingdom?
kingdom business. Yes.
Impactful business. Number one is what we have spoken of extensively. Redemptive. Your business must be redemptive in nature.
Hmm.
Isaiah chapter 55, 58. Because of want of time, please go and read that scripture. A lot of time when we read that scripture, we only refer to it as in fasting. Is there what kind of fasting is this? Go and check. What the Bible is talking about, what God said and wanted from them, is the kind of fasting He was demanding from us is redemptive. Okay, it's because of time. If not, I would really have loved to read a quite number of them. Okay, let me quickly say yes, on the day of the fasting, you do as you please, exploiting all your workers. Exploitative. Can you remember exploitative now?
Yes.
Exploiting all your workers.
Exploitative entrepreneur.
Yes. Your fasting ends in quarreling and strife. And it's fighting each other with wicked fist. You cannot fast as you do today and expect a voice to be heard on high. This is the kind of fasting that I've chosen.
Hmm.
Only a day for people to humble themselves. No, it is not. It is only for bowing one's head like a reed. No. Now let verse 6 says, is this not the kind of fasting I've chosen to lose the of injustice? Is that not redemptive? To
Very
lose the
redemptive.
bond of injustice, to untie the cord of yoke, is that not redemptive? To set the
Yes.
oppressed free, is that not redemptive? To break every
Yes.
yoke, is that not redemptive? Jesus is our redeemer,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Jesus is our redeemer, right? Okay, but when Jesus was explaining his assignment in Isaiah chapter 6, what he said, the Spirit of
Talking
the Lord
about
is upon me.
redemption.
Yeah, is the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He has empowered, he has
Yes.
anointed me to do this. To all the things Jesus said here was also what God was demanding from us. He said, to do what? To do what? To lose the chain of injustice. There are too many injustices in the land. And people are calling you. Sorry, let me bring it in. You are a Christian lawyer. A Christian
Hmm.
lawyer. A case was brought before you. And you know your clients. Who is very rich. Committed the fraud or the sin. But because the other person is poor, or you are a policeman, a case was brought before you. A Christian policeman, oh, please note. And the case was brought before you. And you know this man is guilty. But because he has the money to pay you,
Hey.
you twist and change things.
Oh my
And
God.
you say you are a Christian. That's a lie. You say you are kingdom, you are not. But
Hmm.
look, that's what the Bible says. You have chosen to lose the chain of injustice, tie
Injustice.
the cord
Yes.
of yokes, set the oppressed free, break
Hmm.
every yoke,
Hmm.
to share your food with the hungry, to provide food and waters and shelters.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you can read it, please. And later to verse 12, you will see, verse 13, you will get to know that business, I mean, for your business to be a kingdom business, it has to be redemptive. Okay?
Oh my
That's
God.
one. It has
That's
to be
number one.
redemptive. That's number
Yes, sir.
one. It has to be redemptive. The second thing your business must be, it must be discipleship. Your business
Hmm.
must be discipleship. Your business must be discipleship. God has sent us into business to go and disciple our sphere of influence. In Matthew chapter 28, verse 18 to 20, I think, he said, Jesus gave us charge. Say, go into the world and disciple nations. Now, the word nations there is ethnos. So you must be disciple. It's all about discipleship. So your business must be. And how does your business disciple? Your business is, you see that your business space, you must ensure that you teach them. He said, what did Jesus say next? He said, teach them to observe all that I have taught you. So your business place is a platform whereby you teach others to go by what God said. Either your clients or the people that works with you or your vendor. And that is
Hmm.
when you begin to maintain the standard of the kingdom, the culture, the value system of the kingdom, building it there, upholding it there, because you are the light of the world, you are the salt of the earth. So you
Amazing.
stand by it. That's discipleship.
Yes, sir.
Refusing to join, refusing to take or to do what the word is doing. You are not discipling that space. I always
Hmm.
tell some of my pastor friends, I said, the church as it were was not designed to disciple at all. The church as it were
Hmm.
was not designed. I will prove this biblically. The church was not designed to disciple.
Hmm.
No. Because let's look at discipleship. A disciple is somebody that hangs around you every day, not only once a week.
Not
Jesus
once in a
disciple,
week.
no, not once, because it's not enough. Somebody comes to church, you teach him for 45 minutes, preach it to him for 45 minutes. He goes into the word, and even from the gate of the church, the negative preaching is what he's seeing around him is negativity.
Even in the church, they're on Instagram.
Yes, yeah, of course. Just like Jesus said, he said, the cares of this world choke them and took the word away.
Straight.
It's not balanced, but someone has to be consistently day in, day out. And that's why I believe that the best discipler for this end time is the entrepreneurs. You know why? The people get to spend time with you. My staff work with me.
That's true.
Yeah, enough time to understand. The pastor will preach in church, but he will not demonstrate what he has preached. He can't practicalize it for people, because sometimes beyond the topic, people want to see the practical, because people don't want to relate what you're saying until they see you practice it. Okay? Until they see you. So the disciples sat with Jesus for 3.5 years, day in, day out, observing what he was doing, and they learned. If you go to the north, go and look at the Almajiris in the Quranic school. They live there. They stay with the Mala for years. They live there. They are cultured, because discipleship is culturing. You have to stay there to be cultured. It's not a Sunday tablet that you do. This is where the fundamental challenge is. And I'm challenging everybody. If you are a believer in business, your responsibility is to disciple. You see those people working with you or hang around you, it is you that God will ask for their soul. And if you are there telling them to do what is not right, you are also discipling them not for the devil. You are representing the kingdom of darkness. I watch what I do everywhere so as to represent my kingdom properly. So as long, because one thing that scares me, I read in the Bible, it said, cause is it at least a list of this one astray. I am always careful not to lead anybody astray, but rather to lead them aright, because that's who my life is. That's what my life is meant to be. So it's your business must be discipleship. Number 3, your business. Number 3, it must be countercultural. This is a very deep and wide one. It must be countercultural. It must be about cultural transformation. Today, the church has blindly, foolishly accepted every culture that is thrown at us. Instead of us changing culture, we're accepting culture.
We are accepting it.
We are accepting what we are supposed. And Bible Romans says 12:2 says, "Do not conform yourself to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the new." We are the person that we are the one that is supposed to set the culture for the people to go. The church means ecclesia, and the word ecclesia, the system and the word ecclesia started from what the Romans were practicing in the days of Jesus Christ, from the Greek. When the Rome captures any city, they appoint the people, the locals, the citizens of those cities as leaders. They call them ecclesia, just like senates, like our modern senate today. They call them ecclesias. They sit at the city gates. You know, Proverbs chapter 31 talks about a husband sit at the city gate. They sit at the city gate because the gates in the Bible, they are called the gatekeepers. They sit at the city gate. They disallow things to go in or come out. They decide what goes in and what come out. So the ecclesia, the church, is actually a gate. We are gatekeepers. It's also in my book. We are supposed to disallow what comes into our sphere of influence and what goes out of it. So we are gatekeepers in that place. I'm a manufacturer. I'm in a business space. I am a gatekeeper there. It's my responsibility to make sure that I disallow anything that is on kingdom to come in there.
Amazing.
And like Pastor said, if I perish, I perish. If you have not got to the point of saying, if I perish, I perish, you are not working for the kingdom.
My God.
If you are still there worrying about what you will eat, what I will drink, what I will do, you are not kingdomly. Forget it. You are just a baby. Okay.
Oh my God.
Last one is a very common one. Your kingdom must be influential. Your business must be influential. Your business must be influential. Coach Wale, I think we've taken so much of time today. If you allow me, we'll be here till tomorrow.
We just continue and we just continue. I want to use this opportunity to say that thank you so much for
thank you for coming on.
In fact, I wish I could just show my notes. In fact, this is This is
We will still
huge.
ask. Let me make it. We will ask you to come for the next one so that we complete this series together at least, if you don't mind.
Thank you so much, sir. I will gladly do. Thank you so much, everyone. This is amazing. Please go with this. Your business must be redemptive in nature. Your business must be about discipleship. Your business must be countercultural, and your business must be influential. Very, very important, very key. I want to use this medium to say that, while the presentation was going on, while the ministration was going on, the books by Pastor Tunde Ebidero were being displayed. We have 3 books that are on.
Okay.
Please do well to get these books. I tell you, I think I have 2 of these books. I have Grace and Grit. I have Business as Ministry. I'm going to try as much as possible to get the 3rd one, which is
The 3rd one is free. It's just to download. It's free. It's just to download it.
Oh, amazing. So you see, just visit www.tundeebidero.com/store. I believe that, and then you can get it also on Amazon Kindle and Rovinite and some other book platform like that. Sir, I want to say that thank you very much for the privilege of sharing with us from the abundance of your heart today. Thank you so much, and also for giving me the privilege to be the moderator of this training today. The second part of this, I'm telling you, I am also going to be here again. This is amazing. It's called the Building and Sustaining a Kingdom Business Impact. The 7th step to establishing a thriving business with kingdom impact. You want to establish a thriving business. You see, what we have learned today is like a fire. A fire has just been lit in you. And like, let me say it the way he put it. If you are going to really bring up something good, you have to pay attention to that discipleship part. It's not something you hear once and you run away. It's not something that you just get and just go. You have to be very close and knitted with it. Very, very. Every time you see the notification, either on WhatsApp or in Facebook, on Instagram, or as email, please take your time, spend time with these things. This is going to really benefit you. We are impacting so that you can become also an impactful person. Thank you so much one more time, sir. And we would like to say that
please,
everyone.
Before you round up, please, I want to appeal to the audience. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe to us, please, so that a community can grow. Help us spread the good news. Help us. This teaching has to be out there. We need to let the people know. Please don't keep it to yourself. If you've been blessed tonight, make sure you get it to at least 10 or 20 friends and ensure that they read it. Even you can use it as a study group for them, and just to be sure that they went through this. The video will be there on our YouTube page. Just send them the link and let them go through it and ask them what they feel. I think if we start small discussions in our community, we will transform our nation. We'll transform the world for Jesus.
Yes.
And we'll claim the world for our Savior. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, everyone. It's an awesome one tonight. I want to appreciate everybody that put this together. We say see you in the next, which is Building and Sustaining a Kingdom Business. Begin to make your business a kingdom impact business. Thank you and stay safe. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.